Hey, Conscious Crew. Welcome back to the Conscious Creative Corner. I am your host, Sia, the Transparent Therapist. And today we are talking about the cycle of abuse. I don't know about y'all, but I started watching this show called The Never Ever Mets. I don't know, y'all, on YouTube. I believe you can also watch it on the OWN network. But I saw it on YouTube. I saw the first and second episode, and baby, the abuse that was happening was a little, okay. I am so shocked at what I was seeing on the screen because I did not expect to see what I saw unfold. And truth be told, it had me hooked. So I don't necessarily like reality TV drama. However, this episode or the second episode that I watched basically talks about the final meeting of couples who met online, only dated online, and are now finding each other in person. The reason why I think it's important for me to talk about the abuse that I saw is because a lot of us don't even realize that we are in abusive relationships. And that definitely contributes to the trauma that we experience within our friendships, familiar relationships, and all of the above. Because this is better seen than told, I'm going to go ahead and play a clip of what I saw, where there is Alexis and Dominique. Their meeting is the first night in the house, and they both explain that they're each jealous of each other. Now, if you think about your own relationships, think about a relationship where maybe your man or your girl says, like, yeah, you can't talk to other dudes, you can't think about other dudes, you can't comment on other dudes. And what we're going to watch is the aftermath of what happens once Dominique sees Alexis talking to another man, and she's just like, "Oh, you got your booty shorts on, or your She says some kind of shorts that alludes to the shorts being too small, and I guess he did not like that. So this is what transpired, and brace yourself. Trigger warning, okay, guys? Trigger warning.
Stop disrespecting me, bro.
Don't put your hands in my face. Don't put your hands in my face.
Stop disrespecting me, bro.
Don't put your hands in my face. Oh, well, you. This morning went well. I got my man. And then it gets to tonight. He yelling at me like I'm his child. I'm embarrassed. I'm scared. It's crazy. And I don't care.
How you want to disrespect me? How about I disrespect you? How about I disrespect you?
Yes, you did.
When? Because you got a fake ass. Fake.
So you pushing me.
What?
You pushing me.
Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. No.
No, you on my. I'm not playing with you. Hit me again. I don't give a. I don't give a. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Me up.
Okay, cool.
Come on, man.
Okay, cool.
Come on, man.
Like he just pushed me.
Yeah, we
Then he just pushed me.
Why did you just see what just
I
happened?
know.
So that happened. And honestly, I did not see that coming. So previously they talked about how, he, and forgive me, y'all, I said the names mixed up before, but previously Alexis talked about him not liking when Dominique talks to other people. And Dominique is just like, I'm gonna talk to whoever I want to talk to. But then goes on to say, like, yeah, I'm jealous. Like, I don't want to see him talking to nobody else. And these issues that arise in relationships are very common that we don't even think about. But that form of jealousy does cause tension. The cycle of abuse, which I'm going to pop up on the screen right here now so y'all can see it, is one that we tend to ignore for some reason. So you see it here, right? The tension building stage is what we just watched, or that I just explained, right? And so in this tension building phase, the abuser creates tension and the survivor stress builds, right? So in this example here, if we're going to use this as a case study, this is them talking to producers about like their preferences and having their partners talk to other people. And that breeds tension because here they are in a house with other couples, and there is going to be some tension. Does it mean sexual? No, but there is some sort of tension here, and the stress is building. Then we move on to the actual incident, right? So he goes on to talk to her, Dominique, about, her speaking to, which you didn't see in this clip, but how he didn't like her flirting, and how because she was flirting, he's now going to go around and talk to other women and say that they got a big butt. Mind you, these people in the house are all already coupled up because they've been either talking for 12 years online or 3 months, right? And so she didn't like that. And so things become very escalated. The thing is, when you're in a abusive relationship, and I just want us to think about the cycle of abuse, not just physical, but emotional. Okay. When we're in an emotional or mentally abusive relationship, the incidents happen very often. So here, it even in the cycle, it says that it can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be psychological, it can be sexual. All these things happen to the survivor. Right now, we're looking at her as the survivor, so to speak. Okay. Then what happens is the reconciliation phase. If y'all haven't watched the show, go ahead. It's on YouTube. It popped up on my feed and I said I'm going to watch it. So I'm sure after watching this video, it's going to pop up for y'all because, YouTube algorithm. But we see the reconciliation happen when the host of the show takes her aside and says like, hey, I heard this happened last night, and she's crying. And it looks like he had recorded a video to then give her where he's apologizing, but then he says something that's very key. He says, I didn't think it was that serious. So can we move on from this? And she honestly told the host, like, I didn't like that he didn't think it was that serious. And for him, he probably thought it wasn't that serious because he's mostly aggressive in his relationships, and aggressive not in like a physical way, but we know that sometimes when people are masculine, they can appear as aggressive, and women can be aggressive as well. And so we sometimes normalize these situations as being normal because we are aggressive beings, but that does not make it okay. It doesn't make it healthy. And a lot of times in the Black culture, or just any culture at that, where you are constantly talking down or roughly with your partner, or you're being very condescending, and you guys have normalized it, it's not going to feel like a problem. And that's something that I really wanted to highlight here. So now if I pop this back up on the screen, the next stage is the calm stage, where things seem peaceful, maybe even better than they were before. But often that cycle does not really last long. And then the whole cycle starts over. Like the calm stage it starts over, and it goes back to tension building. So y'all probably just like, well, what does the calm stage look like for them? They were both asked to leave the show because they have a no touching policy. But then later on, I found this. So obviously they filmed some time ago, but then I found this video that I would like to. I'm only going to play a portion because I was just so confused at what I saw afterwards. So let's watch this here.
Fake. Please, entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
No, I am not. No, he is not holding a gun to my head and say this.
They said I'm real deal pimping over here. I'm over here like, yeah, girl, say what you supposed to say, or else.
Like, yeah, like it was fake. It was fake. Like,
just wrapped around her, but not hitting just tussling. For sure. That's the first person ever called it exactly what it was.
Wait, what? Oh, somebody said something?
She said she just called it what it was. She said just wrapped around her rough, but not hitting just tussling. Like, yeah, okay, call it what it is.
Oh, yeah, right? Not one time, let me make this clear too. Not one time he hit me, he striked me in the face. Like, I see some of the still images. It looked like you knocked my ass.
Oh, I knocked your.
And they
look like goddamn Mario Brothers.
Yeah, like, you knocked my ass.
No beating. Man, I've been in jail like a motherfucker.
I promise you, if he knocked me out, the police would have been called and everything else. The police would have been called.
I'm not no little nigga. I'm 6'4", 250, bro. If I was a boxer, I'd be a heavyweight. I'd have to fight Mike Tyson and some shit like that. What the fuck I look like hitting a female, bro? Her ass, boy, my ass would be in the penitentiary. Okay? And I have no arrest records of hitting no females. 32 years. What are you talking about? Just be entertained. Y'all thinking too hard, gang. I need some music at this point. I'm gonna go outside to the club or something. I'm feeling froggy.
Yeah. Don't, because you already in the mood.
That's my
you know how
Burn. They said I'm Chris Brown, Burn. Vern said, these the same people that listen to Breezy, they tripping. Oh, yeah, Chris Brown. Chris Brown beat the fuck out of Rihanna. Had a Willie lump all over here, over there. Chris Brown was piecing her ass right on up. Then he beat the fuck. Lexi, we can't get the 360. I thought we was trying to let them know that you ain't. Okay, my bad.
Oh yeah, that part. Cause yeah, we already discussed that. Everybody know, like he shaded me, like, oh, her body is fucked up or whatever. That wasn't real.
Come on, bro. Fuck out of here. Yeah, niggas is lit. You said corny. Well, get off the line.
What happened? Who are you arguing with?
I'm reading the comments. She said.
So the cycle of abuse continues, right? That's the calm. And I'm sure they've had many calms. The thing here that's a little confusing is they do go on to say that they did it all for cameras. It was not real. I'm not here to judge. I don't know if it's real, but what I do know is this same scenario plays out for people in real life. And it's almost sad. Because if you go in the comment section of this person's video who captured the live, it's just like, they were like, oh, they just did that for money. And it's different when you are putting on an actual production and you know that this is a show that people are going to watch, and it has a storyline versus a reality TV show where people don't even know that it's real or fake. And so we're perpetuating domestic violence in people of color. It's kind of sad if somebody said, hey, look, you're going to go on the show and you have to be a little violent. Someone also minimized it in this live, if you saw, where they were like, oh, they were just tussling. When is it ever okay to put your hands on anyone? When is it ever okay to not just use your words or inappropriate words versus being physical? What does the physicality do for your relationship? And I just thought I thought this was just so crazy that they're placating this at this point. Now, am I going to say that people don't ever get physical when they're angry? Of course, right? We're human. But the placation of this, the minimization of it, I think that's what was horrible, because it almost feels like the accountability that was given in that reconciliation phase meant nothing. And again, if I pop it back up for you guys, reconciliation happens where there's excuses that are made. Oh, I was drunk, right? And you don't, even if you're drunk, that doesn't give you an excuse to do something like that. And I just wanted to point out here that there are a lot of people going through these things. There are a lot of people who are going through domestic violence. I don't know if you're going through a domestic violent dispute, a domestic violent or abusive relationship, but this is what the cycle looks like. The tension builds. The incident happens. You reconcile. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. Then it's calm. All right, we go on a few dates. It's cool. Next thing you know, there's a gun to your head. And I'm only saying this because this happens all the time. I don't take on a lot of domestic abuse cases because I know where my triggers are, and I have been in a domestic abusive relationship before for a very short time. And so as a therapist, I do understand that there are certain cases I just cannot take. And so if I know that the case doesn't go too far, I'm like, okay, I can help. But in those cases that I have taken, I hear these stories and they're very real. There are a lot of survivors out there who have gone through these things, and they will share that they're very quiet about it, and they don't know that they're in an abusive relationship because they don't know they're being abused. These things become perpetually placated, minimized. It's like, oh, it's normal to put my hands on him, or it's normal for me to put my hands on her. And that's not the case. And when we normalize these things, we then have people get into these disputes and someone gets hurt. So I just wanted to point out here that in this case of the never ever Mets, never ever met. Oh, I get it now. It's the never ever Mets, like they never met, pluralized. Okay, not a real word. But in the case of this episode, or these two episodes, which I'm going to continuously watch and probably pinpoint another couple, this is something that has to be addressed. whether it's addressed in the moment, whether it's addressed with a third party. It's just very important that we point out the cycle of abuse and why we have to stop it. Now, if you are being abused, I'm going to leave the domestic abuse hotline down below. You can also get in contact with someone from your local shelter. It's always important to create a plan. I'm not telling you how to get out of a domestic situation, but I want you to understand the signs of this, right? Because there was a quote that I read and it said, a person is abusive because they are an abuser. And we don't correlate the two. Like, oh, he was just abusive once. He hit me once. He's an abuser. Oh, she just kicked me. She grabbed areas she wasn't supposed to grab. She's an abuser. Can we reconcile and can we come above those or titles and get rid of them and change them? Of course, because we are humans, we are adaptable, we are capable of change, but we're not going to change if we cannot recognize that change is needed. And what also needs to change is the amount of time you stay here. So why don't you just click this video right here, because it's another gem that's going to help you on your way to growth in this corner, because that's what we're all here about. We're here to increase our consciousness in a creative way. And why not do that through video? All right, guys, make sure you share this video with a friend. If you guys are watching the Never Ever Mets, please comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm hoping this case study was helpful for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.